We are back with another Union Arena game. This is a starter deck battle with Yonas. We are using the Hunter x Hunter and Bleach starter decks. These are the same exact list as the pre-releases that we have in the next couple of weeks. And if you guys want the deck list, they're also in the description as well. But I'm on the left playing the Hunter x Hunter, which I think is a little bit better. And we've got Yonas on the right playing the Bleach version of it. So we're going to have this example game. We're going to keep our opening hands as you guys see here. And we're going to put 7 down for our life. So fist bump to start. We're going to have one action point. We're going to play Gone and Pass. Pretty simple there. Kind of what we use to raid into our boss monsters later. And then he plays the vanilla there, 1 energy generation, 2k, and then also the Chad there. So this is the temporary double energy where you're able to generate a second energy, but you do lose it at the end of the main phase. So I'm going to play Leorio, another double energy, gets to put the Gone back in my hand, put it right back, so now I'm generating 3 energy for this next turn. So passing back to Yonas, going to draw a card there, going to be at 2 action points still because he did go second, and going to use the double energy from Chad, so currently generating 3. And this is going to allow Yonas to be able to play Uriah at the top there, so you put it to the front line as a 3k. And then after that, you're going to play the Orihime there to be able to bounce back the Chad. So it would be popped at the end of the main phase, but when you return it to your hand, it will get the bypass for that. I'm going to push the Gone up for me on the next turn. During my movement phase, we're going to play the Tonpa there. I'm going to give a -10 to their front line there, and then we can use another one of the Leorios to bounce it back to hand. We're generating 4 energy. Play Tonpa again, give it the -20, so it's now a 10k. We're going to attack with our 15k Gone, hit into the life. It is nothing of no trigger there, and we're going to pass it back to Yonas there. So at the full 3 action points now, Yonas is now generating a 3 energy and also is going to take an extra draw from the start of the turn using that extra action point and then move up from there. So using second action point for the turn, currently generating 2 energy, and we're going to be putting down another Chad there, the one that we bounce back. So currently generating 3. We have the Bonkai since we are generating 3 energy to get an additional action point. So we have 1 more than we usually do. We're going to play out the Ichigo's Room, which I don't know how I feel about this card. It does get some good cycle, but I don't think there's enough cards from this set to really draw into. And then the double block Orihime in the front line. So attacking with the 20k, we're going to get the Hisoka to our hand, and then attacking with the 3k, and then we're going to get the Mito, which does both the Gone, but no real action from there. So passing back to us here, we do have 5 energy generation. We're going to push the Tonpa up, and again, we do have now 4 with the Leorios. We're going to play the Kurapika there, which is another double energy. So, and then we're going to play the Hisoka that we add to hand with the get trigger from that first one. So this one's a pretty big menace. It's a 5k. It has impact 1 and double attack. So being able to just be a really good blocker, but also press damage is going to be really, really nice for the rest of the game if it is able to stay there. So I think that's kind of likely since there's not a lot of removal from the Bleach deck in comparison to the Hunter x Hunter deck, but we'll see. So Yonas took another draw, and then we're going to use the Ichigo's Room. So activate main switch to resting and sideline the card. We get to draw 2 and trash 1 from there, which we end up doing, and then 2 different action points left there. We're going to spend another action point to be able to play the Chad in the front line as just another blocker, and then we're going to play the Uriah at the back there. So currently generating a total of 4 energy, and we can do a couple of attacks. We can get a block there with our Hisoka, and then we're going to get another Kurapika off of our life, and then on the last attack we're just going to block there. So there goes the Tonpa, but we're going to go back to us. We have 6 energy generation, which is quite a bit, and will let us do all of our plays for the rest of the game as long as we're at that 6 or more right now. And then for 1, we're going to get an additional card draw, and we're going to move the Kurapika up. So it does get a +1k if we have 6 or more energy generation. Currently, we're only generating 4, but we're going to play the Leorio 3-cost double energy. So now we have 2 energy additionally, so we have 6. We're going to use our Hunter's License to get another action point back, and then we're going to play the 3-drop Gone. So if this has 4,000 or more BP, it has impact 1. So currently it's just a 3k, but we will be able to potentially bump it later for that extra impact skill. So we're going to play 1 more vanilla Leorio, so we are generating 8 energy. They have the Uriah in the back there, so it's going to be able to be a double block with 6,000, so we really kind of can't do anything. Really good trigger there prevents us from doing anything else for the turn there. So going to 3 for Yonas there. And real quick, he did push up the order is you get to draw one if you want to, and then you have the movement phase, so to correct that real quickly. But if that's the case, just make sure you do things in the order for that one. But I'm going to spend another action point there. Going to play a Shida there to draw one and trash one, generating again 4 energy for Yonas on the right there. Going to trash out the vanilla. And one last action point, and we're going to be playing the Tasty Bread. So this actually gives something plus 1k until the end of the turn and get an action point back. So we got another thing we can do, and we're going to play the 2-drop Araya, which this character is active. It gets an additional purple energy generation. So at the end of the turn, when it sits back to active, we get there. So going to do some attacks, and we're going to play the Mito, which is going to be able to restand the Kurapika, which does prevent like what Tasty Bread was essentially trying to do, which is really nice. So we were able to do some good blocks there and pass it back to us on the left there. We're going to get a card draw, and we're going to use the fishing rod. Since we have a Gon out on our field, we're going to be able to get rid of the double block, which is going to be really nice. In the short term, we do have 3 attacks and 4 attacks, and they only have 3 blockers. And we also have the Mito, so we're going to use this to give the Gon 3-drop and an impact 1, since we're giving it plus 1,000, so it's at 4,000, so impact 1, 4,000. But we're going to start off with the Hisoka. You're going to get the block, and there's the impact 1, and so the double damage. The Rukia is going to be added to hand, but not much more from there. We're going to add another impact in. We're going to get the Shida, which is going to just get a draw from the top of the deck, and then we're just going to attack with our 4,000. And Yonas is thinking on the block there, and we are going to get the block there, and then we can attack with Gon, but just get blocked and kind of pass back. So currently our field's looking a little bit healthier, and we got a little bit more impact. I also think that's kind of the issue with the Bleach deck too, is that they only have the impact from the raid Ichigo comparatively to all the different impact skills we get here for the Hunter x Hunter deck. But we've got the Ichigo 0 cost out, so pretty nice. First Ichigo of the game, and we're going to go raid into that Ichigo we mentioned. So has a good activate main as well, so you can place 4 cards from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, draw a card and give this character impact 1 for the turn. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to put it into a sideline and get that additional draw there. So there we are there, being able to be a 4,000. And then we also have a Tasty Bread, which is going to make it a 5,000, which means that Hisoka can't just block it and get out of it. So that 5,000 raid is going to be pretty impactful. And then we also have another Ishida we're going to put in the front line just to draw one and trash one, just another blocker for later in the turn. So in a pretty good spot for Yonas on the right there. This Ichigo is pretty strong, and again, we can't just block with Hisoka for free. It's going to be pretty impactful. So 5,000 impact, hitting into another Kurapika, no trigger off of that one. The rest of the stuff would just get blocked, so he's just going to pass it back to us. So on the left there, we are going to take another draw from the action points, and we have another fishing rod, unfortunately, for Yonas. So being able to get rid of his Ichigo is quite a pain, especially since, again, we have quite a good board established. Only 3 life, and he's going to have to, like, this Hisoka has just done so much damage. The fact that we were able to get it out so early, it's a real bully, since, again, it is impact 1 and double damage. But we're going to get rid of the Ishida. We're going to get the Ichigo there, being able to just get to hand as well. We have another attack there. No impact on that Gon since it's just 3,000. And then the Getsu. So finally a way to remove the Hisoka. It's done like 4 damage, so it's done its job. But at least there is a chance for Yonas on the right at 1 life. And there are also just like ways that, since we only have 3 blockers right now and 2 life, if he's able to establish 4 attacks and get rid of another one of our cards, we could be in some real trouble here. So we'll see what Yonas is able to do. We're going to use another action point here to draw a card. So looking like he's fishing for something, but maybe not getting what he needs. So unfortunately, again, the Ichigo deck doesn't have a lot of removal, I feel like, in comparison, but there are a couple of things. We also don't have an Ichigo on the board right now that does impact that a little bit. But we moved up the Araya, and we're going to use another action point here. And looks like we're going to play a 3-drop Ichigo. So this card's pretty great if you play it on curve or like early. And we also have another Orihime, which is a double block, but not going to be able to do too much. So only attack we have is a 3,000, which we are a 4,000 with our double energy generation, or with our 7 energy generation with the Kurapika. So passing it back to me on the left. So if I'm able to boost up the Gon to 4,000, I'd have impact and would likely win the game from there, but we weren't so lucky, it seems. So we're going to put up another Leorio there. We're going to put a Kurapika in the back, and we're going to just, I guess, start swinging. So we weren't even able to use all our action points, but quick 4,000, get the block there. A 3,000, which is going to be able to get another block here. 3,000 from Leorio, and we're going to get rid of the Ichigo, I guess, and then Orihime from there. So I think we maybe should have kept the Ichigo instead, but I don't think it super matters at this point. We're only generating 2 energy on the right there, and looking a little grim. So for 1, looks like we're going to be able to play something. You're going to play an Ichigo in the back, so we're generating 3 energy, and then we're just playing 2 more bodies out here. So an Ichigo and Uriah, but it's not seemingly enough. So kind of an insult to injury. We did finally get the Gon, so we do right here. This does give plus 1,000 to all my things. So Kurapika is a 5,000. This Gon's a 5,000. This is 4,000, so it has impact 1. We're going to block with Ichigo just in case, and no final trigger there, and that's going to be it for that one. So this is just an example game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just kind of shows how the decks work, and I know a lot of you guys are getting ready for your super pre-releases in the next couple weeks. So that's going to be it for me. If we made any mistakes, let us know in the comments below. And thank you again for Yonas for playing with me. I really do appreciate it. That's going to be it for this one, and I'll catch you all next time.